Welcome to Cromwell Valley Park Council. This is a repeat of the annual report, which was presented at the March 8th, 2026 Cromwell Valley Park Council open board meeting and membership meeting. We'd like to thank the Board of Directors and our standing committees and special committees for their leadership over the course of our past annual period, April 2025 to March 2026. We are a fully all-volunteer board and support many aspects of the park and the surrounding community area. You can see here that we have a list of standing committees along with our executive committee, and we provide a lot of events to the general community. We raise money for some special projects, which we're going to be talking about in this annual report. And we maintain much of the buildings and grounds throughout the Cromwell Valley Park's 460 acres. We have a special committee that's dedicated to history and cultural heritage. We'll be talking about that as well. And we're pleased to welcome and continue to have Kate Joyce, the executive director of the Talmar horticultural farm that is adjacent to our property. We have now filled, very excited about our communications chair and volunteer chair positions, and we actively were recruiting for some people to fill these positions, and we're thrilled that they have been filled for voting in our April meeting. If you're wondering what the Cromwell Valley Park Council does or how much time that we give to the community, we believe that this is a low recording of our reported volunteer hours, underestimated, but our volunteer committees work through various aspects, including the Weed Warriors, the Apple Orchard, Trails Committee, events, Critter Cam, our membership committee, fundraising committee, finance, and more. And over the past 12 months, give or take, in the 2025 annual calendar, we volunteered a minimum of 4,081 hours. We missed an entire month of recording, and we definitely believe that these numbers are underestimated. Our Cromwell Valley Park membership ebbs and flows, and we talked a little bit about this during the annual meeting, that in the period of 2022, 2023, and 2024, if a family registered through our summer camp, they were automatically gifted a family summer camp membership that lasted the entire year. In 2025, when registrations for summer camp were taken over directly by Baltimore County and not through the council, we lost a major chunk of the numbers that came through our membership program. What's important to note, and we thank you all immensely for this, that though the number of membership has declined, the number of higher level memberships has increased. So we have a general $20 family couple membership, but then we have sponsorship members levels above that, including contributing at $50. We have sustaining at $100, patron at $250, lifetime at $1,000, and we also have a corporate membership at $500. So we do see the number of high-level members continuing to increase, for which we are very grateful, even though our actual count of memberships has declined. Our treasurer, Deb Lee, did a wonderful job this past year working on a assessment condition of the Sherwood fence that flows along the entrance of the Sherwood driveway. She did a great job getting the U.S. flags replaced at the Sherwood and also has the Maryland flag replacement as well. We'll talk about the financial position of Cromwell Valley Park Council and where our monies are spent. But we have a nice reserve in place to help fund some significant projects coming up within the park. And so this is just a statement of financial position for our 501c3 organization as of December 2025. Our income that we get comes through various areas. As you can see, memberships accounts for about $15,500. Donations, depending on the year, we looked at almost $40,000 in donations in 2025. We're completely grateful for that. We're going to talk about that as well. We received a grant from Baltimore County for almost $25,000. And then we make a little bit of money in our programs and events that we host as a council. Where do we spend that money? 37% of our expenses go directly to the trails and grounds, and 23% goes to educational programs and events that we hold. We do spend a little bit of money on communications because we do feel that communicating to our constituents is an important part of the mission of Cromwell Valley Park Council. And that is not only through our social media channels, as our website, our email blasts, but we also do a printed newsletter for our membership that requests that we continue doing this as a paper mailing. Volunteer support and administrative does account for some of the other pieces of the puzzle. We are required to hold insurance on and a lot of business expenses that we must maintain as a 501c3 organization. But this is generally where we're spending our money and where we did in 2025. The finance chair spent a lot of time this past year working on external CPA firm to do a complete finance review of our organization. We reviewed all of our restricted funds to ensure that we were meeting the donors' goals and intents. We reevaluate our insurance because we do have equipment on both sides of the park. We wanted to ensure that we were completely covered for the equipment that we have. And every year we do an internal financial review, which was done as it is every year. Our council budgets, we don't look to have a great income because we do want to put all the money that we receive back into the park itself. So in 2026, we have a lot of projects that we want to do, and we have budgeted a loss of $26,765 for 2026. Our Cromwell Critter Cam is one of the fan favorites. Our current vice president now, uses 3 different critter cameras that are out in the park. 2 are privately owned and one's a council property, but we did update the camera system and are able to do an almost instantaneous feed over the internet, so we don't have to actually go pull the cameras down and pull the chips out anymore. We really hope someday to have a black bear in the park, but as you can see, we have coyote, deer, and many other wildlife that we capture. Our History and Cultural Heritage Committee did a wonderful job in 2025 by cataloging and organizing artifacts that were from the families who owned the original homes within Cromwell Valley Park. We did pop-up museums, lime kiln tours, Women of the Valley program. They did a wonderful job with land and labor acknowledgments, which we'll see on the next slide, and presented an award to Genevieve Norris's daughter, honoring her mother for saving her property from developers. And so we have members by the Diggs Johnson Museum and the Maryland Commission on African American history and culture, presenting an award to Genevieve Norris. Our land acknowledgement and labor acknowledgements were important parts of our council's mission, and we wanted to make sure that we acknowledge all the history of the people that came before us and pay special tribute to the labor who helped shape this land. So we do have these acknowledgments posted at our events when we're out there, but we definitely were felt it was very important to acknowledge the contributions and honor the legacy of the peoples who lived in these lands before. Our Night Out with Nature series has come back full blast. We have a full schedule coming up, and this is a partial schedule. May, September, October, November still coming along. Every noun that we've had in 2026 has been sold out and to capacity, and we're very thankful that Laura Jennifer has taken this up for Cromwell Valley Park to continue its adult nature speaker series. And you can see that we have some great topics coming up throughout the rest of the year. Boy, our Buildings and Grounds Committee, they're here 6 days a week, and we have various committees within Buildings and Grounds, tree pruning and maintenance, downed tree removal. We just had some of those this week from the high winds that we've had coming through. A lot of trail maintenance, invasive species removing and mowing. We've got a lot of pruning work in the apple orchard, the Weed Warriors team that's out here twice a month. Garden preparation, we just had a large group out here working on our honor garden, and bench building and placement. And so, we do have a lot of volunteer opportunities. If you're looking to come out just for a few hours, we do value all of our volunteers that come out and assist with these projects. You can see more of our opportunities on cromwellvalleypark.org volunteer. Our events team is busy as ever, and Kelly Emerson is in charge of that. We've had the Fall Harvest Festival Arts in the Park event, where we had almost 700 people here last fall. Shakespeare in the Park, volunteer and membership picnic. And our events team does parking for other community events when we have outside organizations coming. So big team and lots of opportunity for volunteering there as well. Our governance chair, who also provides our legal counsel, has been doing a lot of work on some of the activities that are occurring at the park. The Cromwell Pumping Station, which is up on Cromwell Bridge Road, is undergoing a 6-year project demolishing the existing pumping station and replacing it. And they were very integral in ensuring that the disturbance to Cromwell Valley Park would be limited during that whole process of reconstruction, where our governance chair, legal counsel, also worked with the Historical Society of Baltimore County on some of the assets that we have, housing for them. We are pleased with the governance committee's nominating and onboarding process. As I say, we had a full slate of leadership, and our memorandum of understanding with the county. The insurance chair, Ray Reed, expanded the insurance coverage, updated the requirements mandated by Baltimore County, and ensured that all of our equipment was covered and secure. For our fundraising, we received funds through various methods in 2025. Memberships, individual donations, grants, donor-advised funds, and event registrations. And we do have some special projects in 2026 that we'd like to promote, and we hope that you connect emotionally with any of these causes that you might feel the need to help care for to improve the community. So just a fun performance in 2025. On the right-hand side are some of the bigger projects that we're looking to fund: the beech tree leaf disease, the goats eating invasive species, and then the Sherwood fence repair. We're close to goals on those, but we're still a couple thousand short in each of those sections. So, we hope that you consider giving a donation in 2026 for those. We did receive the donations on the left, and some were restricted, as you can see, for the Nature Center, the Honor Garden, and the Children's Garden. But your membership and general donations do count for unrestricted funds, so we can use them where we need them most. The beech tree leaf disease, we've raised $5,500, almost $6,000 now, needing $8,500 in 2026, and then another $8,500 to raise in 2027 for the 2028 application. The goats eating invasives, we've raised half of what we need to bring them back in the fall. And then the Sherwood fence repair project, we've got a lot of volunteers to help with this work, but we are still looking for some funding for the supplies of the wood replacement and the paint. We talked a little bit about membership dues before, but you can see just historically, year over year, membership dues versus donations from 2028 through 2025. We implemented a new donor management system that is allowing us to streamline some of the processes that were done manually before. This will allow us to track much more easily our individual donations, grants, donor advised funds, as well as event registrations all in one place. So we're really thrilled with that, which gives us the opportunity to put out all kinds of new ways for you to be able to give to the park, whether it's through PayPal, Venmo, the credit card, Google Pay, Apple Pay, or through our website. All different ways to make it easy for you to become a member or to donate to the park. We did a community strategic survey, and we got 253 responses, which we were thrilled with. We asked people how they engage with the park and what improvements can we be doing as a council. 93% of the respondents are hikers through the park, and they'd like us to fix the sewer line around the mine bank, a little bit better signage, and to be aware of the runoff and erosion. The Willow Grove Nature Center, 61% of the respondents have visited that, and they'd like us to update the exhibits and get more animals. And large-scale events that we have at the park, 43% of the people attended, and they are looking that we promote these better. Otherwise, we've had almost 40% come to Bird, 23% come from weekend programs, and then the smaller number that just donate or they're a member and don't use a lot of the park's resources. These are some of the ways that people participated in events in 2025, Night Out with Nature, Nature and History Hikes, the Fall Harvest Festival, and other events there. So we're going to stop here, and we're going to do a separate video talking about the construction and other projects at the park.